Well, anyone that's been to Broken Hill would know that it's a city that has a very interesting history, a lot of great old buildings and a lot of character, and a lot of that's captured in the old pubs. Back in 1952 there were 73 pubs in a town of 35,000, which gave it the world record for the most number of pubs per capita. These days there's only 9, and for the format of this video I'm going to take you and show you all 9 operating pubs, but I'll also show you some of the old pubs. A lot of them are heritage listed buildings, and they're beautiful buildings, so we'll have a look at those and I'll tell you a little bit of the story behind each one. So the premier pub in Broken Hill is called the Broken Hill Pub. Beautiful building. It was formerly known as the West Darling Hotel. They put a lot of money into getting it back to its former glory, and it's a terrific place. Excellent restaurant and beer garden area with music. So inside the BHP it's all high-end fixtures and fittings with a great bar. It's a very classic place. In fact, there's another bar and dining room, and the word is that the meals here are pretty spectacular. And there's a terrific beer garden at the back. I didn't know about this until today. They also have a merchandise shop where you can purchase souvenirs, hats and shirts. That's pretty well done. So inside the Astra there's a really nice bar area, and to the other side there's a coffee shop. There's also a really good restaurant here at the Astra. We were there once and it was excellent. Well, here's the iconic Palace Hotel, famous from the movie Priscilla. It's currently for sale at a price of $4.8 million. To quote a line from another famous Aussie film, tell them they're dreaming. Ridiculous price. So here's the stage with the shows and what have you. It's a dining area. There's some photos up on the wall from the film set. All murals on the wall. Staircase up to the accommodation. Main bar area. The rundown looking Theatre Royal Hotel goes back to I think 1898, that's it. It opens once a week now as a nightclub. The night train is open until 3 AM on Saturday nights. It's not a great place from all reports. It's otherwise known as the Fight Train. These are the old photos that I love. So 1908, it had the veranda added, and must have been a terrific place back in its day. So over in the south of the city there's only one operating pub these days. It's the South Broken Hill Hotel. Must have taken them a long time to come up with that name, I reckon. Very popular pub on Argent Street, not far from the city centre is the Junction Hotel. and this one is probably one of the latest opening pubs in town. On Beryl Street is a very rare sight. A formerly closed pub that has reopened since COVID, the Northern Hotel. Hopefully it does really well and can stay open. Seems pretty popular. On Iodide Street, not far from the hospital, is the Tidville Hotel. Now, I haven't had a meal here, but I'm told the meals are really good. And it also has its own distillery on the premises and a really good beer garden. Also on Iodide Street, 200 metres from the Tidville, is the Mulga. It's a really popular Friday night menu with a 2 AM licence on Friday nights, and they have bands there, and it gets really fantastic every Friday night. So on the corner of Galena and Beryl Streets is the Rising Sun Hotel, just near the Westside Plaza, and seems to be a really popular pub with snooker players. I've driven people here that are playing in events that have come from all parts of the state, so seems to be a thing. Alright, now I'll show you some of the pubs that are no longer operating but still standing, and this is my favourite building out of all of them. It's the Duke of Cornwall Inn, which goes back to 1886. As you can see, it's a beautiful sandstone and wrought iron building. Now, it wasn't originally named the Duke of Cornwall, but at some point the name changed, and of course the Duke of Cornwall was Prince Charles, so probably a royal fan owned the building. Now, it did operate at one stage as a B&B and closed down through COVID. I think it would do incredibly well as a B&B again, but it's currently a private residence. Well, another closed down pub is on Bromide Street. It's the Pig and Whistle. Now, when I first came to Broken Hill 24 years ago, I stayed at a miner's cottage just up the road in Cobalt Street, and this was the first pub that I visited, and the town had created a good impression, because I remember declaring at the time that if I had the opportunity to work in Broken Hill I might move here one day, and 15 years later I did, but the Pig and Whistle is no longer. Broken Hill's only about 20 k's from the South Australian border. We operate on Central Time. We get our news from Adelaide, and most people here follow the AFL, so it feels a lot more like South Australia than New South Wales. It makes sense we'd have a South Australian hotel, but sadly it's a light of other days, closed many years ago. I noticed their air conditioning is still functioning though. Well, this is the All Nations Hotel, and there's a few interesting stories regarding this property. It got its name from, well, many years ago there were people from all over the world came to Broken Hill to make their fortunes, so as a result, All Nations. The pub closed many years ago but was reopened as the set for Last Cab to Darwin. Now, the film studio's just down the road from here, so that made sense. And another interesting part of its history is that back in the past it reopened as a topless bar, and I'm not sure about their recruiting methods, but the story goes that some of the blokes would pay the barmaids to put their tops back on, so that didn't last too long. Well, the epitome of faded glory is the Malin Rouge Hotel. I guess many years ago someone thought it was a great idea to replicate the Moulin Rouge in Paris, and have showgirls and cabaret style things. I can't imagine that it would have lasted long in Broken Hill, and next to it was a motel accommodation. That now brings this short video to a close. In conclusion, I can't imagine what it was like on a pub crawl with 73 pubs back in the 50s. And I think it's great though that the buildings are all being preserved and not replaced by blocks of units like in other places.